exactly the place that I wanted to go to. But hey, what are you gonna do? Okay. This is going to be quite an adventure. We just picked up an 80, I believe it's an 88 Yamaha DT50 to match Pirate Joel's other Yamaha DT50. And I'm all the way out in, well, not all the way out, but I'm in Federal Way, and gonna be trying to get this thing home. Yeah. We just did a quick sale on it. Been working to try to buy this bike from this guy for like years, literally, on offer up. And finally he, you know, gave in, broke down, and let it go for $1,000. You know, kind of a rare bird. It's a 6-speed liquid-cooled moped, and sounded kind of funky. I think it has something to do with the airbox missing. And yeah. Yeah, she's a little rough on the engine. But yeah, it's gonna get, you know, I'll get home. But it's all gonna be back roads. Yeah, the gearing in this thing is really, really low, because Pirate Joel's DT50, man, it gets up to, 55, 60, like real quick. This one's having a hard time just getting any kind of speed at all.
So at this part of the ride, I got kind of lost. I know how to get my way home on the freeway, but this was all going to be back roads. So the GPS was taking me to some weird spots, and it actually cut out. So I took a little bit of time out, adjusted my my course, and got back on the road. So my goal in getting the DT50 home was to stay off the freeway as much as possible. And this part of the ride was sketchy as hell. I tried to make this ride as safe as possible, but there were points in the ride where I had to take some risks. This was definitely the biggest risk that I took, as there was a lot of traffic coming and no one really wanted to seem to yield and pull over to the next lane. One of the biggest obstacles I had was this merging point. After this, the ride seemed to go okay, but I was constantly pulling over to let traffic through. Even if I was able to do the speed limit and had the right to be on the road, I didn't want to block traffic and create, bad feelings for other riders, or especially myself. My main mission here was to get the DT50 home to Pirate Joel.
Oh my God. This is going to be one for the books. Anything, I'm just glad I got my music in my ears. This would not go well. So I got a good soundtrack going and a long ride home. Oh my God. Oh!
So up until this point, I didn't realize that my GPS had stopped working. Not that I wasn't having a good time riding around Tacoma in this 49cc slug, but I had been riding around for about 30 minutes without really leaving the area. And I think the only other daring thing I did here was cut this red light. I cut the video short, but I'd been there for at least 3 or 4 cycles without being picked up. So it was time to break the law. So for the rest of the ride, the video was massively chopped up, obviously to save time. The rest of the ride was pretty uneventful, taking all the back roads that I've never been on before. It's safe to say that this was probably the most funniest ride I've ever taken before. Whether it was Fred Flintstoning it up the hills, continuously pulling over to let cars pass, or just listening to this little DT50 scream while I put it through its paces. And if you stuck with us through this video, just want to give a big thanks. And also, please like and subscribe. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. All right.